You know, if it weren't for the YouTube rules, which... Wait, no. There's no way I'm getting monetized, like, at any time soon. So this bitch keeps fucking pestering me to the point where I basically have to play this game. Otherwise, it's basically a knife to my neck. You're editing this.
I know. I'm gonna cry when that happens. You know that, right? Anyway, content warning on the top of the screen.
Yeah. Here's your content warning, everyone. And Evie, in editing, I would like to add you to just scroll this up a tad and then add my little content warning. Not taking any of this seriously, so I am going to make fun of whatever fucking happens on screen.
Are you gonna read the thing?
No.
Notice, if you choose to enter Bad End Theater...
I give them plenty of time to read it. And they can pause it. So, as long as they're not illiterate, and if you are illiterate, Evie, should illiterate people be watching this? Well, they're either a child, which would probably mean no, or a man-child, which would definitely mean no. Not because they wouldn't be able to consume this, but because I don't like them. Let's go! Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You'll make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. My name's Laura. But first, allow me to explain how it works. First, you do not capitalize any of the beginnings of any of your sentences. Secondly, to begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. Fuck humans. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? Play nice. You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How predictable. You found your very first bad ending. But don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. Let's also reset my voice because this is going to get old after a while. This time, try controlling the other doll. Go ahead and try playing as the human doll this time. Go ahead and try playing as the human doll this time. Fine. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy just minding your business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Well, obviously. We make out with it. You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why, this isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Yeah, but could you add it to my scripts? Because, like, I did the writing, and, like, I could make a fanfic out of this. 300 words, but it'll get kudos. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in the advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to whatever you choose during your last playthrough. I get it. So this entire game is gonna be a bitch of permutations.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because, Evie, there were 4 possibilities there with 2 characters. Do you know how many opportunities there becomes the second either of them gets 1 more choice?
Oh,
But you
God.
can turn each one on or off without having to replay from the doll's perspective. Yes, my fear actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now try turning the doll's behavior on and off to see the different outcomes. Friendly little guy, interact with the demon doll. I attack. Okay. Reset the stage. Fierce looking guy, I attack as well. You both attack each other at once and die together. Hang on. Yay. Anyways.
You like happy endings,
You understand how to play? Yeah, I'm just gonna piss this guy off with how I'm gonna play it. This is how I would have played it anyways, even if he didn't say, ugh, this is happy. 0 stars. Fucking, I can't believe they let any character live. Yeah, I get. Explain it from the beginning. Game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace.
There's 41.
How many good endings are there?
You have to get 41 bad endings to get the best ending. Don't worry, it's short.
Now, without further ado, let's start the show.
So, these are our actors.
They're all locked.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. It says right there. Could you shut up, you little... I really hope that nobody heard that.
I did.
Evie, edit Evie out of this. Anyways,
So we have the hero, the maiden, the underling, and the overlord.
They can read. The audience can read. We literally weeded out all of the people who could read, like, 5 minutes ago.
Continue. So who do you want to start with?
I thought that would,
You're on the wrong. You're on the wrong thing.
No, I'm not. I am being spiteful to you because you are treating me like a child.
I'm older than you.
Could everyone just let her know how much she's not? Thank you. Anyways, you're cute. You're a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those.
Okay.
You don't know the gender of the demon overlord. Don't assume. You can hope all you want. Jeez. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity? Who knows? You are in church, you pray to your God, asking why you have been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You're impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon, just to, see what happens. Hey, God, I got a sticky note that I wrote here. I'm sorry, I'm a busy person. The maiden being a sticky note parent to God. That seems fun. Not long into your adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Hi! You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You know, a sweet maiden. Please, everyone here is so fucking boring, and they say I'm just around to get kidnapped. And honestly, that sounds like the best thing right now.
This is what it's like to be a small-town girl.
These demon suddenly jumps at you and starts biting. A lot. How painful. This plan of yours was completely stupid, you think? Why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You weren't angry or anything, of course. This was your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. Don't! You racist bastard. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Fuck that.
Hey, at least you were nice to the demon.
No, that's not, like...
It doesn't matter if you go with as the personality. The personalities are for the other characters. Like,
let's go to that part again. Oh, that button was apparently very convenient.
Yeah, it skips.
Be a whore. You yell, but a hero does not come. Demon suddenly jumps to you and starts biting. What? A valid option at this point.
Reset. Do you want to go with someone else?
Yeah. Overlord, you live... Oh, I'm sorry. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called hero whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you alone and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it, but you remind yourself. Elf, everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think that you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to a higher standard than that.
Based.
One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. Which, by the way, Metaton moment right there. Oh, yes. Oh, this body is... Oh, no battery. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. To their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What do you do with the underling? You gotta work, bitch. You give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick. Just another one of your amazing talents as an Envy. I wish I could fall asleep quick.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know how long it takes for me to fall asleep?
4 hours.
What day is it today?
Don't date this video.
I'll tell you what day it is today. 3 days after I tried to fall asleep. Dawn of the final day. You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out onto the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you were holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You're unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you into pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you are swallowed by darkness.
Yay! Another ending!
Fuck that. Is it different if... Hang on. Is it different if she's polite? Nope.
Nope.
But is it different if she doesn't get the underling the day off? Nope. I really thought that would be different. Why would I think...
You didn't give her the day off.
What?
You had it checked on.
Yeah, that... Doesn't have the day off. Doesn't go to... Okay, I'll try it your way. Which, by the way, would have been the default way, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, you want to try a hero or an underling?
You're a demon underling in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. God, I get that all the time. You aren't particularly strong. I don't get the other part, though. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way to challenge the Overlord anyways. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring at nothing. so this is the alleged nothing. I guarantee you that that's what the underling's staring at. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish the lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and deserves to be kicked out of her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's not. You tell your friends you were totally not serious about the whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still going to be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. My man. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. Is this a cat?
Fun fact, the underling is non-binary.
Oh, a cat. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask. You consider your options. Listen, she said hear me out.
Is that Pikmin?
Shut up. My Nintendo Alarmo is just outing what time it is. You're in a good mood today, and rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line from what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found the maiden, knowing full well you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from here on out. Yes, I learned all about listening and about Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom. I haven't heard of this thing, but I'm sure that this is something I've got to consume now. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends have even considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and says that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. After a few hours, you're rudely awakening by the sounds of a bastard. You emerge from your room to find out that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a fucking asshole. That's a skull.
Yeah.
That seems cool.
Avenge!
Who does this guy think he is? Coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him. He's busy driving his sword into a guard who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kind of down. You like that guard. You wish it's with all your demon heart for this hero to and suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles. You feel his sword go through you, but there is no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army is won. You've earned your rest. Justice. Served on a silver platter like cheese.
What kind?
Those little cubes. So probably like Montgomery Jack, cheddar, Swiss. Not provolone. Doesn't work well with that. They all got like toothpicks coming out of them. One of them is just a pickle with like several toothpicks along it. All right, reset the stage. Now, finally, we can go and introduce ourselves.
And not die.
Tell the demon your name. Explain that you're a man from the village. You tell them you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by the demon already. The demon doesn't really seem to be listening to you, which is irritating. They agree to take you to the master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the overlord. She looks just the underling that brought you here, who was apparently told not to leave their post. You wonder what a cruel punishment awaits them. But to your surprise, she lets them off easy. The underling is dismissed, and the overlord turns to you, looking very interested. You explain why you come, and she squints at you. Okay, now you can call it gay. I don't remember when the pronouns were first said, but I see it on the screen now. Now we know it's gay. You already played this game.
Yeah.
You were giving me spoilers! It turns out she never had any plans to capture matings or to do anything else that would agitate the humans.
Matings?
Matings.
You said it's maiden.
The maidens. This maiden will get red hot. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out and something awful would happen, then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. Am I not good enough to get kidnapped? What the fuck ASMRs are you listening to?
The good shit on Patreon. Could be worse, it could be Subscribe Star.
What's Subscribe Star?
Don't worry about it.
You ask the Overlord what you should do to a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. His Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you. And little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero after them. You realize that must be why you've never heard of a demon attacking your town. You express your backlog. Gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of having her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same about humans. You may be different, but really, they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was just to deceive you and the other humans? What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think that this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. But then a hero barged in. His clothes are stained with a dark liquid. It's dripping off his weapon, too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in danger. The Overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The Overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. The Overlord, who has been just getting along with you so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you have been No. She just saw, like, all of her people getting killed. That's a justifiable...
Valid crash out.
Like... You killed a singular person. Everything about you is a lie. I was just complaining about having heroes just waltz up and kill my people. And then I see, for my own eyes, this guy killed dozens of my people for no reason. You somehow managed to slip past the Overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Yeah.
So, who should you try next? You do not want to touch the hero, do you?
Tell him to get back to work. You awake to a knock at your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. You thought you told the underling to do their job, not drag strangers into your room. Looks like they took an unauthorized break from the castle. Old thing. Hello, Mario. You scold them, but ultimately you're a little interested in this guest, so you let them off easy. That underling's not so bad. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. Maiden goes on and on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but you regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems bummed out about this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough? How can I become more maiden-like? What? You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk.
True.
Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a bit of a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt.
Lesbianisms.
What? Lesbianisms? Is that what the green M&M was? You wonder what to say. You can't bring yourself to send her away.
She just got here.
You enjoy a nice, long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not all what she expected them to be. You're glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kinds of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as to not agitate them to get heroes sent after you. That explains why the people of my village have been left unharmed. That's because of your orders, isn't it? We're very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. Cute, even. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, and that you were actually super evil all along. Maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people at her village are exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. So, this one's got pink. The other one had blue.
Mm-hmm.
So we're missing purple. Wait, no, this is the purple. The underling's the blue.
No.
Bisexualism.
The Overlord is magenta. The Maiden is indigo. They're both, like, different kinds of purple. Thoughts?
You notice sounds of battle having started ringing through your castle halls. The maiden's getting nervous, but you reassure her that it's only your underlings roughhousing, no big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room. But he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there, unsure of himself. He's covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies and pieces all strewn about your castle has really taken it out of you. That hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Did he come for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The hero started babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing. But you are far behind on hearing that bullshit. You have had it with these humans always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there's nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. I thought that would be Escape Maiden B.
No. A and B's are... It's not a spoiler. There's different
Maybe
ways.
I should just use the full word. Shut.
There was a
Shut the
alternate thing.
Girl. Girly pop. You need to get the fuck out of here. Please. Please? You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend. Having a human girl heal would definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. But the maiden turns out to be very stubborn. You don't want to hurt her, but you also really want her to leave in case something bad happens. This whole situation is just asking for trouble, you think. Against your better judgment, you let her hang out for a little while longer. And then you kill the hoe. The Overlord tells you that you should get lost. How rude, you just got here. I don't like that is the tag added to it. So I won't do it yet. You put your foot down and tell her that you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated by your stubbornness, but she doesn't kick you out or anything. Hoorah!
Hooray!
Anyways, under normal circumstances, I would not be listening to you. But you've been showing your midriff this whole time, and that's really distracting, so I guess I'll leave. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He's covered in demon blood. You are frightened by the sight of him and run away. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions, and you tell them your story. You explain that the Overlord has never had any intentions to harm anyone here. You notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer.
Fucking
The crowd...
boomers.
The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of the hero, they ask. You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't horrible creatures we know them to be, they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You're seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't know. You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly. So why has this happened? Why are you being punished? Because the writer is not really good at this. And just wrote, like, do the worst possible thing you can for all of the characters that you can't control.
Or maybe they're trying to make a point. Have you considered that?
No. I just put the point there. Right there. Is that, like,
The writer in the game or the writer of the game?
In the game.
Okay.
I don't know what the writer of the game is doing. I'm bullying a fictional character, not a real-ass person.
Okay, good. I got worried.
For all I know, this game is a satire about those kinds of authors. Fellas.
You mean the people who write hurt with no comfort?
Yes. The people that write Batman killing people. You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so, so sorry.
Are you trying to make it as far as you can without,
Yes. Anyways. Get to work, you twat muffin. Okay. The maiden does what you ask, and she's told to take... Does what she's told, and takes her leave. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. But you don't get rest for very long. Before you know it, everything around you is engulfed in flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? Have you zero foresight? What castle will they rule from? If this one burns. You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Fine. Wait.
Is there any options?
I guess...
Wait, did you gobble her up?
No! I'm gonna save myself. You look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty about thinking that as you flee, until you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life far away from the humans or demons, where you live peacefully, alone, in some dark forest somewhere. Ow.
Hey, go to underling.
Why would you say that? Hang on. The maiden seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Oh, it's just to tell her to quit yelling? Now she started talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you. Because why is there conveniently only one language in this world? Writers. If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to have their own language? The maiden's going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line from what you gather is that You avenge your common comrades. You are... Okay. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to get a... I'm not trying to get a... I'm not trying to get all the endings. I'm trying to get something fucking happy to spite this cuck. You are the hero. You think of yourself as pretty reliable, a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroics of the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle.
I just noticed the little mini maiden. I never noticed that before.
And now, I would like you all to imagine a very small plush of the maiden. This version of the maiden. Not the proper full details, just this amount of detail. I would love that. It's just like filled with like a little bit of sand, so it's the perfect throwing weight. Be free! Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You can gain them and kill experience. I'm sticking to it. Flee like a coward. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But as you return home now, but you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back toward the village. Curious. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. She doesn't know the Overlord. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is like right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out demons have never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. What the fuck? You bastards. I know what that skull means. I did that skull with Captain Blue. It's Captain because non-binary.
It's actually teal. I'm an artist. I know my colors.
I'm pretty sure that's bleen.
Glue.
Wouldn't it be Gru?
Oh shit.
I have to find the girls. Believe her story. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you, even though her story is kind of hard to believe. You feel you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you have returned to the village. They had all been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for explanation. You politely inform them that it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle in how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate to the fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking what a great and reliable hero you are.
I'm sorry, I just realized.
Hear what they're saying.
He has a belt buckle for a headband.
The town elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet the demon overlord immediately and says they'll keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it'll be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running. Oh, you thought the two of you were together in this. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her and talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden towards the Overlord's castle. The air becomes dark and thick as you enter deep into demon territory. Evil miasma? No, you realize it's just normal smoke. You see the maiden in ahead, but she stopped in her tracks. The Overlord's castle's engulfed in flames. You had only taken your eye off a maiden for a second, but she's already disappeared. You get closer to the castle, but the smoke is so thick now, you think of turning back. The maiden might need your help, but you can barely see. She could be impossible to find. She could have been lying to you all along. Was this a trap? Would it be worth risking your life on that chance? Your legs feel heavy. No. Going in there would be sad. You'll return to the villagers. Tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by... That's quite the assumption, mister. So? Let's get off of that. My body keeps yelling at me.
Are you listening to it?
No. Obey. You bump into the hero. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is right there? Explain everything that happened. He is very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been so worried and are very glad the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation. He tells them he only ran into you on his way to the castle and that this isn't really his story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord, and that she's not actually interested in maiden capturing. The villagers look to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours because sexism is a problem, but you don't say anything about it. He proclaims that he believes your story, but the volunteers to go talk to the demons himself just to make absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear the words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone is this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says that you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Because, of course, you were conspiring with the demons. They can't afford to let you their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord. Not your fellow countrymen. This is a great choice. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there than staying in a village that doesn't trust you.
Look at that face.
No one seems to know how to react because that's a woman speaking up for herself. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. But as you approach the castle, But as you approach the castle, you notice something's gone terribly wrong. It appears to be on fire. Is the Overlord alright? You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull off this kind of thing. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord? If you'd just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Good girl.
What the fuck?
Hey, she did everything she could. But that whore of a hero was slow.
Mm.
I'm a little bitch. Believe her. As you stand there, not sure what to do, the maiden announces that she is going to prove her story to the village. She drags you along with her. She has better odds with you around, so you don't object. Adventure awaits. But halfway there, this maiden suddenly stops. Something's not right. The Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. She suddenly takes off toward the burning castle. Panic sets in. You follow to try to stop her. The smoke is thick. You've already lost sight of her. What was she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide.
That's where the letters are coming. Hang in. It's different ways to get a singular point.
I got an idea. Obey. Grab the hero. No? Really? That's... Oh, I see what's gotta happen. I gotta go... here. She's surprisingly cool with you having the day off.
Nice.
How nice. You set out on an adventure outside the castle, and you hear her out. They seem to be getting along fine, so it's time for a nap. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. How rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal was. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. Being a pretty lazy underling, of course you reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Your friends question your loyalty to their cause.
Oh. Why are you doing the duck face?
Because this is the right thing to do. Also, why are the capital letters here? I mean, guys. I just got her a girlfriend. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response.
What?
So, flee like a coward. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Ask if they'll let you in. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy.
Man, it's almost like, hey, being diplomatic and not being violent actually gets you better results. Who knew?
It's almost like if you come up to somebody and like they're expecting you to kill them. It's like you talking is like a pleasant surprise.
Actually, no, it might be worse. I'm kidding.
The Overlord and the Maiden seem to be in the middle of a casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Concrete brick slide sound effect. Girly Pop, what's going on? The maiden explains she was never actually captured and that she came here of her own volition. It was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's been pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? No, she's lovesick. She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head and ask her what the deal is. You have the sprite. You can put it on the screen. You have the talking sprite for when I open my mouth, too. On your own time. You can't help but feel relieved that you got the maiden out of there when you did, but... But then again, love is powerful. She suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in, you try to follow her. So...
Hey, you got all the traits for the hero.
Alright.
Have you considered going through the other thing for the underling?
I don't want to be hungry!
No, the other thing!
No! I don't want to be mean!
You gotta be a little bit of a dick.
Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You tell them that you were just joking. To clarify, you're totally in it to win it. They say, hey, you are always terrible with jokes. Whether you actually feel like killing the Overlord, heard you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if the assassination doesn't pan out, you could always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your... I dropped the thing.
You dropped the water gun.
Technically, it's an ink gun. Splatoon.
Anyway, kids, don't... Anyway, this is the lesson. Don't give in to peer pressure. Peer pressure sucks.
Technically speaking... he died faster by not giving into... I'm sorry, they died faster by not giving into peer pressure. But beneath your shield of faux confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle and talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs. Useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on. And while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. But you can't turn back. But, whoa! We fake it. You can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas.
Color.
You and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans and have overheard your entire conversation. They take off into the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's room? Fuck! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she found out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maiden's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry that it was all your idea and that they were just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. What a bunch of fucking cowards. You can't believe they tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord's demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone who keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitorous friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and the two humans. And then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get the chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat, and you cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you'd sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. Is traitor really the best description there? Like...
But hey, what were your thoughts on the fact that there were other colors in that ending?
It means I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting good.
Do you want to try the other, others?
I know what I have to do here. You tell them to take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a while. Being the Overlord sure is great. Okay. Think.
There is okay, can I recommend one option?
Shush.
Oh.
Motherfucker, you beat this game back to front, haven't you?
3 times.
Bitch. Let her stay. You're interrupted by another human in the doorway. This time it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the maiden, who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? No, they're all illiterate. Oh, the entire village is illiterate.
You know what?
The only literate person left, and then they called her a witch for it.
Oh my god, it really is a small town to town.
Village.
Small town village.
After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologizes for causing the trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take the Miss Maiden away from you. Again. Later. Let them go. You're certain that she'll return and to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. With the hero and the maiden gone, you plop down into the comfort of your luxurious Overlord bed. Your room feels so empty now. Is this the loneliness of sorrow?
I can't sing. You'll get mad at me with the copyright.
You hope your new friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while. The maiden suddenly bursts into your room, accompanied by the hero.
Oh, color!
She's trying to frantically communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. They tell you a group of demons is after your life. You still don't grasp the urgency of the situation. One of your underling barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They're followed by another They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was the first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell for all of them to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take over your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though? Lately, all you do is sleep. The demons start muttering something about going back to Plan A and suddenly slam the door shut. You, the maiden, the hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds the door, cursing at their friends for betraying them. The hero pounds on the door as well, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. So this is how you'll die, burned alive in your own room, by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the maiden is crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice that you've grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. I would just like to note, you're still in a burning building and you're not trying to fucking break the door down. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You'll all burn together. Fuck.
You got a true end.
Before you're taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end? You say to yourself, what was the point of all of my effort if the true ending is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad end theater. Is the pain setting in? But what am I doing? Is the pain setting in? Oh, but you should have been well aware of what you'd be shown on when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their little flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that here in my theater, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. Hi, my name is Gangle.
Oh god, it does look like Gangle.
The choice to continue on the next ending is always yours. I'll leave it to you, little bitch.
Thoughts on that true ending?
Hang on. If
Wait.
What?
Don't do the maiden's true ending. Not yet.
Why not?
You'll thank me later. That one's best for the end.
What? So you think that you're surprised to see him at first until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him and give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that this is the true nature of demons. The world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up a chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You have to take off into the castle, and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room, all of your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognize from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised they were a part of this evil plot. They seem so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was a first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You're relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think she is very Overlord-like in this moment.
Hot.
Oh, you want hot? You'll get hot. You watch us... Oh, shoot. I didn't actually read that line. Hang on.
It's the...
The group of demons hiss to each other before are shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. No. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. And thinking you might have jinxed it, must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, if you left as you were told, only the Overlord have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. Me, I did that. You'd think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes their underling, and they beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together?
Keep collecting bad endings.
What? So, I have been informed that this goes to the fucking credits if I do this. Which, by the way, dick move on Evie's point. Art. So, I have killed Evie. The blood is still spilling. She's gone.
I'm right here.
Oh, come on! I can't make one joke.
Gobble her up.
No!
You need all the endings.
Why? That's stupid. That's silly. To your surprise, the Overlord spares you. Or maybe she'd rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you've just gone from one dead end to another. The maiden is crying. The hero is not trying to break open the door. There's 4 of you, and 2 of you tried to open the door for a few seconds. How many windows are here?
None.
I doubt that. It's a bedroom. You need a window in a bedroom. How else are you gonna snuff out the dark? Claim your work to a world of heath. You all burn together. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself, though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair, or fuck you? You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. They're talking about assassinating their overlord. This proves to you that demons are really foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden's thinking. The world would be better off with more racism. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping, and the maiden takes off into the castle, and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into the Overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. The demon and underlings barges in, calling you liars. It's followed by a group of them from the entrance, who shifts back the blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves into noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence. This Overlord is no better than her subjects. You racist bastard. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get the maiden to safety, you certainly will. The demons hiss at each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of the litter behind. Dude. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? Matches? Napalm?
Gasoline.
Are a particularly excited stick? Oh wait, no, that's what matches are.
Air fryer gone wrong.
That was twice.
More than once.
And it was the smoke alarm. I have not forgotten about the lasagna. That actually was a fire.
It wasn't lasagna. It was potato roses.
So you confirm that it happened. Audience, smite this bitch. Oh wait, no, you're not. The audience isn't editing. We can't have that happen.
Oh.
Gwendolyn, smite this bitch.
No.
I asked Gwendolyn, not you. Gwendolyn's your character. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
And I don't want that.
Fuck. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. The next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of the underling. It's crying for mercy. Is she going to kill it as retribution? It continues to cry and make excuses, but the Overlord does nothing. To your surprise, she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. You'll all burn together. Hero's true end.
Hey, do you want to look at the map? Or go to the menu. There's a map!
Oh.
And how does that make you feel? Welcome back. Are you pleased with your progress so far?
What?
That's what it said on the screen.
Oh.
Uh,
No, I'm not pleased with my progress. Oh, wait. I know what I gotta do. The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. You tell the hero you won't let him take her. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice, but you destroy the hero before he can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You take a step towards the maiden. She backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. Something sharp pierces you in your back. The hero? No, it's one of your underlings. The maiden screams. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws. You struggle to retaliate. They've done too much damage. You can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You've been slain by your own underling.
Disloyal was on.
Oh, yeah. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Oh. I thought the castle was gonna burn. But the Overlord objects to the hero taking you home. You tell her you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. If you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps on the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Has she been really lying to you the whole time? You wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan?
Really?
What? What's wrong?
God, the art of this game is so good.
It is. The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny, after all. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Good end. Hey.
You freak.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was funny to say. Is that what you want to hear out of me? God. Some people. What's going on? Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. The maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate situations like this. You tell the Overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll assume she's evil and be forced to vanquish her. The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping on you. You are helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. By the way, where is this when they fight in the other routes?
Huh?
Oh yeah, the power of love. How horrible. You came all this way, only to be met with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wish is for the maiden to somehow make it out alive. Naive hero.
Now what happens if we go with the underling POV?
You're really bad at railroading. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The Overlord is slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You're remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Really? He is the first one I get an ending with that he's just totally okay with. Because he's stupid.
Slinkles,
I'm... Okay, fine. Maidens are the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You should start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought. You feel quite proud of it. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. The people are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. Change your mind and leave. You figure if the people are upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you'd commit. Also, they might fight back, with that probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling after all. This day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. You don't sleep long. Your friends... You tell them you're joking. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap like usual. This is almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Chicken out. You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit. You idiot! All you had to do was wake her up like, hey. The other guys really want to assassinate you. You should.
Slinkles. They're right there. They would have seen it. And
Not if he closed the door. I'm sorry. Not if they closed the door.
Hey, someone in the audience, who wants to argue with Slinkles over this?
What do you like?
Anyway, continue.
This seems to have been our way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask again to be let out. The Overlord stirs in her bed while your head is turned. The demons shut the door. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those assholes would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open, but to no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. These aren't good stories. Like, it fits.
6'9".
These are like by design, like not the best stories.
So?
So what? I'm still a rock star. I got my rock.
Oh, so you bitch when how you sing paint in black?
Well, that's because of your skills. Anyways. Alright. Hear her out. Okay, let's go kill the Overlord. You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure as good a chance as any. You launch a sneak attack and getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves you the castle. Your castle. You're the new Overlord. Man. Honestly, I might as well just, like, finish him off. Let's see here. What am I missing here? Hungry.
Put on a show.
Oh, yeah. Let's not. Hungry. Put on a show. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams, grow louder. Applause. You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running toward you. He takes you out with one swift blow, and you're You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. Okay, that one was fun. That was funny. I'll give them that.
Obedient.
Shh. I can and will kick you out.
Oh.
You and your friends noticed the maiden from earlier as they overheard you saying that you were going to stab your boss. It'd be bad if the Overlord found out about this. Toss her in the dungeon. You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon under the castle. It's empty, save for the decorative skulls. They're only there to make it feel more spooky. The maiden is very upset. You leave her to the cell to continue scheming with your friends. But a hero has arrived at the front gates. He's asking about the maiden, perhaps the very one you just locked up. The gatekeeper, who must have seen everything, tells the hero exactly what happened. What an idiot, you think. Why give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? The hero yells, "Prepare to face justice," and other such cliche hero lines before driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting cut up by that sword. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might actually work in your favor. You wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. You spot the Overlord and the hero locked in battle. They've worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond. You have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. You finish off the hero next. You can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who managed to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that one day they betray you, as you had betrayed your overlord. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter 3.
See?
Where do I read that?
Back it up. Should I read it?
No. My love. Okay, fine. I won't use that voice. My love. Sorry.
Hi, Bertley.
Okay, now I'm going to stick with it. My love, I've been feeling a little depressed lately. My patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale to its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you always listen to me to the very end. I'm grateful for that. I hope to see you soon again. Forever yours, Tragedy. And now I don't have to play as the friggin' underling ever again.
Aww.
What are you talking about? Maiden meets the Overlord. Stays with the Overlord. Dutiful, heroic. And then she gets a chance to do something. Wait, I'm about to play as her. Oh. She digs and twists her claw. Okay, we can...
No, this is like still an ending you have yet to get.
She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. So, what part did I miss? Antisocial. Oh, dutiful, heroic. Got it. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. Jesus Christ, that's just an uncomfy word. You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think. You'd never could have imagined this would be the way you die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You are glad your destiny has turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. Your vision fades. You hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Sacrificial Maiden. That would make for an amazing band name.
Ah, shit, you're right.
Do nothing. He pierces the Overlord. She lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but then you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle. The hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's triumph over the demons. You feel sick. You take part of the festivities regardless.
You're gonna play as her.
You're right. You're right, dog.
I'm more of a cat person.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, dutiful and heroic.
Okay, what the fuck? Begin story. Meets Overlord. Antisocial. Obedient. Trusting. Returns to see Overlord alone. Leave on your own. You can prove yourself without that cuck. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stands just outside the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. They immediately notice you overheard them and decide to lock you in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown in a cell back in your village, only to be tossed in this awful place. This place is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. You heard the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. Did the hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It's impossible to tell what has happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in your cell? Wait.
That's the underling.
I know. Hang on. There's something I haven't done. Use the maiden for killing practice. It's just the way it has to be. Before jumping her is... What do you say? Before jumping her and clawing her guts out. It turns out you're already an expert at ending lives. Your friends call you a show-off. You go back into the castle and wash off the icky human blood. After finishing up, you hear the sounds of battle outside. A hero has come, and seeing the dead maiden, you must have made him pretty angry. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the Overlord fort... That counted as the same ending?
Yeah.
That was an A or B thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they're the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
I hate my life.
I hate my life too.
I'm sure this bitch hates hers.
Why do you think she went to see the Overlord?
They immediately notice you overheard them. The underling you recognize from before is the first to do something about it. It's just the way things have to be. They suddenly attack you, and in that moment, you regret ever having trusted the demons. You die instantly. Oh, slaughtered. Lost the letter too. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. What silly character is Slinkles gonna voice this time?
My love, I finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right. I opened up my very own theater.
What the fuck is that?
Elmer's name is Elmer.
Support PBS kids.
Yes, you would be so proud if only you could see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. Sorry for going ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could become world famous, maybe you just might hear of it. Wherever you are, forever yours.
Tragedy.
Okay, so,
Okay, what am I juggling this time? Martyr, heroic, dutiful. Got it. The maiden shouts something behind you. And you turn just in time to see her throw herself between you and the hero's blade. It pierces her heart, and she falls to the floor, lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so does your rage. This hero has taken everyone from you now. You lose control. The hero is obliterated, but your hatred for humans has not been sated. You go on to destroy them all. Become the ruler of the entire world. And let me guess. What I'm about to do is the same exact thing. You feel a sudden sharp pain through your back. You look down to see the blade protruding from your chest. Ah, that was careless of you. So this is how you died. Stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. What a joke. You're supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right, humans can't be trusted. Not if this is what they're capable of. You should have remembered that before letting one in. As you watch as the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through a sea of corpses he'd left in his wake. Captured by a demon. At least she got what she came here for. You join your army in the eternal slumber. Okay. Disloyal. Hungry.
Wait.
And not dutiful. Not trusting.
Disloyal, but not cowardly.
Wait, hang on. Disloyal. Hungry. Hungry is what I forgot. Hungry caterpillar. You are awakened by one of your underlings. A hero wishes to speak with you. He inquires about a maiden who is rumored to be here, but you've never seen her. Humans don't visit here often, or ever really. As the hero takes his leave, you wonder why he totally trusted you there. Heroes traditionally kill demons. This guy seemed like he was bad at his job, in your opinion. Whatever you do, whatever, you're still feeling sleepy, so you got right back to your nap. One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You remember now. You gave this one the day off, and this is how it repays you? You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this.
I think the last one is just Overlord not being merciful in the true ending.
And you know what that means. Fish.
Fish aren't real. Zach told me so.
You believe Zach?
I don't.
Fucking Zach? Take retribution. You pierce their chest with your claws. They scream. The hero backs away. He tries not to interfere. You've stopped moving, but you keep digging and twisting your claws into them. It doesn't make you feel any better. The underling's corpse burns along with you and the two humans. Spiteful Overlord. A letter flutters down from the curtain. Lost letter 4.
Okay, what silly voice are you gonna do this time?
My love, do you remember when we first met? No, hang on. No, that doesn't quite fit the silliness of the other ones.
After this, do you want to go?
How do I look, Ernie? My love, do you remember when we first met? I had just finished one of my scripts. One I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. Hey, what a terrible ending, you said. Why should such poor fools have to die? You were so rude. You wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet you managed to convince me. It really would have been better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day. I wonder if somewhere you're thinking of it too. Forever yours, Bert. Now for the white boy.
You do know that for him in particular, most of it comes down to hungry, right?
I haven't killed these people before. Hang on. Can I look? No, I cannot. Bravely slaughter the evil creatures. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. Long track. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Ask if they'll let you in. You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monster before you is eyeing you with suspicion. They can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier, or you haven't had a chance to wash off yet. You have no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well, more experience points for you. Nuh-uh. Undertale had it right. Execution points. Level of violence.
Watch the Delta Room playthrough.
Actually, that would be done by now, wouldn't it?
Probably.
I have no idea when this video is going up.
Neither do I!
You make your way through the castle, fending off the demons that stand in your way. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing, murdering all your soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, what happened to her? You can see only one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking of poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You've become strong from the hordes of demons you took down from before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her into pieces. The Overlord falls. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign the maiden is within its walls. Just as you suspected, she must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does that matter if you are too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. Genocide. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Whoa, no.
Don't worry.
Dutiful apologies. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the mate. I forgot to say not hungry. Go.
You had... No, wait, no. It still works.
And she runs from you for some reason. And maybe it's all... What's that all about? But then you remember you're covered in demon blood? Not wanting to look like a crazy person chasing after her or anything, you nonchalantly walk back to town. You walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. God, you're white.
This is how people got away with the Salem witch trials. Did you know the Salem witch trials happened because of a book?
I'm sure that you just put like 1,000 words of explanation on this screen. But let's not get into that while we're playing silly game. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape the sinking feeling that maybe you aren't cut out for this role.
Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Oh, no.
You do not like the hero, do you?
Not really. Okay, flee, diplomatic, hungry. The Overlord is alone. You asked about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever, at least that she knows of. You think that of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Why am I going over to the underling?
Who's your favorite character from this so far?
It's between the maiden and the Overlord, and I'm pretty sure we all know why.
I don't care. I ship it.
No, it's because this is an asshole who murders people for the sake of experience, poison, angst, and racism, and this is someone who is a fucking coward repetitively.
Be nice.
And also ate someone for fun.
Heaven forbid 9 Binees do anything.
It's not that they can't do anything. It's just don't eat strangers. That's a third date thing. Anyways. So, not antisocial.
Wait.
Not hungry. You tell yourself... That's what you tell yourself when you kill one after another on your way to Overlord's chambers. When you find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you suspected, for some reason you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. There's no time to hesitate. Hey, girly pop, what's... a little got in my eye. What's going on? She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you out the door to see her army in lifeless bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. This is a big understanding. And You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really tried, but the Overlord is reasonable. She tears you apart, and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserve... Probably? I like those odds. Alright. Heroic...
Martyr.
Ah, yes. Martyr, my favorite kind of sauce for fish. I love having myself some shrimp and with martyr sauce. Kill the Overlord. You lunge forward to end the Overlord, but the blade pierces the maiden instead. She sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The Overlord wails. Why would you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The Overlord strikes at you in a vengeful rage. You parry, and she is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look at the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the Overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. You pick up the Overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and go home to probably lie. You will say that you were too late, but nothing could be done for the girl. But the Overlord is slain. There will be celebration over freaking have fun editing this, by the way.
Yeah.
I better see a lot of sprites.
There will.
A lot.
I'll make some new ones.
2027. That's when this is gonna come out. For reference, this joke is being made in 2025.
Don't date this video.
What? It's not funny unless they... Never mind.
Well, now we can't release it until 2027.
Anyways, antisocial, flees, obedient, trusting, disloyal captor.
You're gonna play as him.
It's just good to remember.
You're sorry?
You have no reason to assume she's lying. Wait, were you trying to railroad me again?
No, I was trying to remind you.
I know what to do. She can't be trusted. You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue. Glad you took care of yourself. You take your time walking home. Job well done. And today, you think to yourself. And she seemed nice, though, you think. But evil comes in all forms. You assure yourself.
I wasn't railroading.
I know! Evie. Quit saying what I'm already trying to do! They inform you she's being held in the dungeon at the moment. She trusts them, and in return they lock her up. So demons truly are evil beings after all. You demand they take you to her, but they do not let you pass. You should have expected this from these unreasonable creatures. You know what you must do. You thrust your blade through the demon before you and rush the castle alone. You're the only one who could save the maiden now. What the fuck are you doing, killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of demonkind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low on health. When everything goes black, your quest has come to an abrupt end.
I think I remember the combination for this one.
Over here's plot. Disloyal, resolute, trusting,
Obedient,
flees.
antisocial.
Okay, just for funsies. Wait. Trusting, obedient, antisocial. When you make it to the castle, you spy a group of suspicious demons hanging around near the entrance. You can't help but overhear the conversation. You're talking about assassinating the Overlord. This proves to you that demons are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden's thinking. The world is better off with... She thrusts her claws into her underling's chest and lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You won't be the next target of her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into its limp body. You can no longer watch. You look at the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. The two of you, the Overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by flames. A letter flutters down. Lost letter 1. It just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this? It's unreasonable. Cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow. So I decided to write. I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more. And then maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy.
What are your thoughts on the letters?
So they're talking to a bitch named Comedy. Can't end like this. What? I just pressed plus. You want to answer the maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone, but retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? If there's nothing you can do by acting within their story, maybe it's time to take things into your own hands.
Do you want to see what's going on with the characters first?
Hero's burning. Maiden's burning. Underling's burning. The Overlord is having a good time, you know? Sipping the wine.
God, imagine having wine during a fire.
That's new. shoot, there's alcohol in this. You boldly insert yourself into the story and use your incredible power to warp everyone to safety. You didn't know you could do that, but what's going on here? You take a moment and get a good look at yourself. You are you. Why are you pitch black? You feel that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, the underling, the maiden, and the overlord have been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? How? You smile awkwardly and introduce yourself. The maiden is the first to respond. My prayers have been answered. You must be... her god? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be a final boss. That's just how role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now, enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? How passé. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way into this stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me tragedy if you like. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive one of their many bad endings, right? You are alone in the darkness with me, tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater. Though I can't abide you stealing the show without permission, it's quite disrespectful. Motherfucker. Literally, all of these endings are sad with no point except for making us feel like there's no hope for humanity. That's why Deus Ex Machinas exist.
Is that the actual reason?
Yeah, it's kind of close. It's because Deus Ex Machinas exist because the author thinks that, like, yeah, there's no way I could get them out of this situation, but, like, it'd honestly be a story if it just ended here, like this.
You've been watching a lot of OSP, haven't you?
Yes. Trope Talks is a very good series. Anyways. I'm sick of all these bad endings. Then frankly, you should have never come to a place called Bad End Theater. Haven't we already been over this? I'm over you! You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending. It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, that does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Well, I guess it's time to fight God now. It's a little bit early, but Jesus Christ. Levi? The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. Defend. You tried closing off your heart to protect yourself, but it doesn't make you feel any better. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that. Wait, let me try that again. You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world, after all. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are here.
Oh, I love this.
Behold my beautifully tragic tales. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You witnessed all 41 of my painstakingly crafted endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. I commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here. The end of the world. Just put a picture of the heat death of the universe right next to it. Just like... That's right. You came here to save them. You can't do this alone. You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained into the torches and the walls. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle to serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come here to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with the humans. Like my father before me. My quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. You can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone, to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true end for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well, I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. I see. So this is tragedy? So you brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You've prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die, Hawa. I hope you're prepared to face your deaths as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. At 41 HP.
No. Summon.
Dude! Could you at least say which summon so I could actually progress without...
Any summon!
God damn it! Bap. I'll reach a true ending with my own power. Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is real. Yeah, could you... This has been drama. Behind the scenes.
I'm editing this out.
You happen to find the maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing! She approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are in a sense. You've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon? I was hoping I would meet one today. You think of all the terrible fates that I hope would bring about. She is the catalyst of this story, after all. My role is maiden to be captured by an overlord, but you see, I've grown tired of waiting. You remember this part. She wanted to understand her role better, and so you ask what it is she's really hoping to gain from this. The maiden is confused by your question. That tasted funny. Perhaps it was a simple wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true ending for the maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do you to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The maiden will now fight alongside you. What the fuck is that thing? You wound me, dear maiden. Like, ouch. Am I worth a what the fuck? Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now all those awful things you put us through. You fucking jackass! Then this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks. Oochies. Oochies Magoochies. You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. He stabs you. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon. How can you explain it in a way the hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, I craft all my own hero gear. Is that why it looks like that? You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to the role of hero. Motherfucker's just a cosplayer. A murder hobo cosplayer, but a cosplayer nonetheless. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. You can censor that, right?
Censor what?
You remember the state of your body and decide, yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He is overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. He offered to change his fate. I could make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Please, tell me what I could do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. I agreed to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have a final boss without him. You're the one that's been killing us? Murderer. I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated. Bitch, please. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. I'd like to note, this little bench really has this little bench really has attacked us with 3 damage attacks.
Uh-huh.
You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty, as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're a pretty weird-looking intruder. What do you want? You explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into the story right now. You tell the underling you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life and never get bossed around or picked on. You think of the underling's friends who had bullied them into an assassination plot only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless.
True.
Yeah, make sure that you have good friends, people.
Yeah. Good friends will, make... Good friends in your life makes the sky blue. Or... Does that make sense?
Man, when I didn't have good friends, I kind of went crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber rats with room. And room makes me crazy. Rats? I was rats once. They locked me in a crazy.
Can we please?
He offered to change their fate. So there's a way even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along just in case. The underling will now fight alongside you. Wait, what the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle? I'm a dip. Great, now I wish I didn't say what the for the maiden.
No, it's funnier now. Makes you wish, kind of wish you said it with, like, the hero.
And actually, it fits if the Overlord is the only one that doesn't say what the fuck. The underling, You must be desperate to call upon such an unreliable ally. Actually, all he needs is, like, some sort of support. Like, you see the they pulled on literally everyone else here? One shot, he easy clapped the maiden. He took care of the hero, at least twice. And has a really good track record killing the Overlord.
I think that was the point.
If I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over. Timmy from accounting won't bully me. Why do we have an accounting? Oh, but it won't be that easy. He attacks with a terrible fate. Ha ha ha! Now that the pole party's here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combinations of behaviors will show the path to your true ending? Show me! True endings do exist. I'm sorry. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. The main game's host with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. The maiden tries to appeal to tragedy's kindness. So naive. I'll balance your kindness with my cruelty. Okay, not that. Tenacity. Knock me down and I'll come back stronger. The underling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. I know that brutality isn't good. Willpower. Your reign ends here, tragedy. I refuse to give in. The hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards the best possible futures. And you unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. That was impossible to lose. Do the math. You've done it. You've managed to break my comedy mask. A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it. I must thank you for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. Thank you, overlord. Enough with this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry, I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you, most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it? I wonder.
Don't. That's mean.
Well, I did my best. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. Did that matter?
No.
Okay, good.
Oh, can I tell you something?
What?
I did that.
Of course. Fuck this guy.
No, my reasoning was different. I thought tragedy deserved their own happy ending. Continue.
But you've earned this one. Here's your true ending. Oh, and he make it a shirt. Hopefully for heroes that are actually...
We haven't gotten to the part where I cried.
Meeting the old man and saying like, hey, we're lesbians.
Serenity Forge?
We like Serenity Forge.
Fun fact. If you beat the game without getting all the endings, this song is shorter. I recommend giving this song a listen on in your own time.
Oh, is that them?
Hmm? Who?
The characters on those papers.
Wait. Something's missing.
Oh, you're still here? The curtain closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell, after all. Me? You'd like to know why I started this theater? Because I'm so obsessed with bad endings, of course. You gently raise your fingers to the cracks in my mask. Piece by piece, it falls apart in your hands, revealing... I should have warned you. This might affect what you think of my stories. You can't help but compare my face to that maiden's. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me, necessarily. That's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear not another ending, but the truth? Say it. Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there are no such things as demons, or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone, another girl. A running theme, isn't it? The mating of the Overlord. The two were inseparable for a time. Everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither could really approve of their relationship. That is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the types of stories where love conquers all. Where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship, and everything is okay in the end. I lost her. Then I started this theater.
I'm crying, guys.
But this story, huh? I was hoping to find you. It's you. It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't able to give up just because things got difficult. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. You knew I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this. Yes, but I didn't think it would actually work. Sometimes it does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. I feel like that was obvious at this point, but
Don't ruin the most. I'm already crying, man.
want to make out? What? Now, truly, everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end.
And that's the end of the game. If you don't get all 41 endings, you don't see that after credit scene.
Now, what is there for me to say right now?
Did you enjoy this?
Now, let's think about all of the comments I've made about a certain someone.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm sorry, women. Brush your teeth.